We're up at Bill's, and the treasure hunt is on.
Now this is the chassis that the roll-off truck you did came off of.
This is a 1948 International Harvester. It's a KB8. It's a big rig. We used the body on Bill's other project truck. So he had all the components from the early truck left over. This thing is old school, man. It almost looks like an old hot rod frame you would start with, just gigantic. The axle's super cool. If you didn't know better, you'd think it was like a giant Model T or something, just the way everything looks. There's a reason Bill didn't use this. It's pretty rough. The engine is toast, transmission is who knows what. It's completely gunked up with dirt. I don't need any of that. All I need is the frame and the axles. It's a perfect starting point.
Yeah, this chassis is rough, but I didn't want to throw it away, and Ian doesn't like throwing away either.
I think I could build another vehicle out of this. Do you have a cab? Obviously, we used the cab on your other truck.
I do. I have 2 international bodies. I like international trucks, I always have, and every time one comes available, I got it.
So this is like a 48, it's the same as yours, right?
This is a 48. This would have been called a KB5.
Yeah, it's smaller.
Right.
And this is like a 54?
I think 53 or 4, something around that era.
And this bed was on the back of this red International
No, different vehicle altogether. This was off of a 1944 Seagraves fire truck, roadster type fire truck.
Crazy. Oh yeah, it's got these handles where they would hold on.
Yeah, the fireman would hang on. I doubt whether they're OSHA approved today.
Yeah, this is neat. Oh yeah, engine 4. Says it right on it.
Well, you know, I have the cab for this still. I don't have any frame.
You have the sheet metal?
I have the sheet metal roadster cab.
Well, never mind these little dinky pickup trucks. Where's the fire engine, man?
I'll show you the fire engine.
In Bill's endless pile of parts, he's got a fire truck. Holy moly.
Yeah, this is what's left of my fire truck.
Where do you get something like this?
Well, I bought this years ago at an auction, and it was a complete truck at that time. You know, I love the old fire truck because it's a roadster, and it's one of those keeps getting moved back project. I'm never gonna get around to it.
This is freaking awesome. This thing is crazy. It looks like a Model T with this cowl. And then an awesome, like for the Model Ts, for the racing cars, they would make a V-butted windshield, and this has already got it. I really need to check this thing out. Pulled it out of the weeds, and it's in very good shape. I know the chassis got the look. And then seeing this body and the bedsides, I'm thinking giant hot rod truck. I got this thing all cleaned up. It's ready to start work. Like any good project, the first thing you do is cut it up. This is a big old truck. I want to make it look more like a hot rod. All the dimensions have to be snugged up, made a little more low and streamlined. I think the coolest way to go about this is to use all the existing suspension components and reconfigure them, achieve the look I'm going for with the stock stuff. I'm not showing Tom the body of the truck yet. I think we should just focus on the suspension. I don't want him to get distracted. The suspension configuration is really the key to the whole look of this thing.
I'm excited. I'm big time excited for this big project. I have faith in Ian, so I'm just gonna follow along. I'm gonna see what happens.
The whole concept with the front end suspension on this project is it's a quarter elliptic, suicide style front end. The easiest way to describe it is I took the stock leaf springs, I cut them in half and turned them upside down. Made a whole bunch of brackets. It's all concept. I just want to put everything in place and see how it's going to fit up. Before, with the leaf spring and the chassis up here, if something broke, it just fell down on the axle. Now, if it breaks, it's going right to the ground.
The whole truck goes down.
They call it suicide front end for a reason. You're really hanging the whole truck off of these fabricated parts on the axle. So now you can see how these little holders are gonna lock right on there.
People use suicide front ends all the time, but I've never seen one done on this great a scale with such big parts.
Unfortunately, there's really no way to test out a portion of this. I'm really committed to building the whole thing, getting it in place, and then seeing if it works. The way these radius rods comes off of the spindle, you see it in a lot of hot rods, you have to heat it up and bend it. The issue is this is a truck. It's gonna take a ton of heat. If you don't have enough heat, you could always give more leverage. That's kind of the thing. We got one 10-foot bar on one side. I got a crowbar on the other side. The torch is maxed out. We're just trying to get enough heat into this part to bend it. What I'm finding is I'm gonna need a bigger torch or a little more time. If you get the rosebud torch on the acetylene tank, you get a lot of heat. I don't have one, I'm trying to work it out.
There we go.
Eventually it bends. Metal turns plastic with enough heat. That was the whole issue. Just get enough heat in it, and we got it to move. Let's let that cool for about 3 hours. We needed to do that so that these rods won't foul on the steering. So this radius rod's gonna come in and grab that plate, and now the steering is completely above that. So I'm trying to explain to Tom what I'm cooking here. I got your typical radius rod scenario, but just giant size. I just set up the ends. This is a piece of a landing gear.
Ian pulls out this part. It's really cool. It's got this military green on it. He says it's from some landing gear. So is it cool to put airplane stuff on hot rods?
Yeah. You know that surplus place I love so much. They got all this good stuff. The lower arm on this radius rod needed a bend in it, about 90 degrees-ish. I wanted Tom to get on the machine and get a little workout, you know? Everybody thinks the fabrication is all glamorous, but it's also a heck of an exercise session. The last 2 pulls are really tough.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
The way this machine works is it increases leverage as you go around the dial. So Tom starts off, he's like, oh, this ain't no thing. I was like, keep on pulling, brother. You'll see what it's made of.
Wow, dude, how do you do this?
That's what I'm saying, it's freaking tough.
I've seen Ian pull tubes before, but he makes it look easy. It's not. It's not as easy as it looks. I win.
There you go, man, victory. Once I put the tubes in place, you could see it's got that look, that hot rod look. All of this is conceptual, but you never know till you try it.
If it works, yeah.
What do you mean, if? If it works, he's gonna eat his hat.
This hat? Now, this is my favorite hat. I'm kind of skeptical. We're taking giant parts from a giant truck and we're trying to trick them out hot rod style. Anything can happen.
Drop her down.
Moment of truth, huh?
The big question in my head was, how is this gonna operate? Is it gonna swing smoothly through its arc, or is it gonna bind? Huh. Actually works. Oh, it totally works, look at that. And as soon as I stepped on the chassis, I could tell the motion I wanted to see in the shackles was perfect. You know, you're getting pretty good at this, Tom.
I'm learning from the best. At the end of the day, the work we did not only looks cool, but it's functioning perfectly.
On to the next. We got the front axle and the chassis pretty much nailed. I think this is a great starting point. I want to show Tom the actual truck body.
Well, let's mock it up.
Up to this point, this whole project's been conceptual. The whole look of this project is how the body sits on the chassis. It's the look of the whole ride. So getting it in place, I could tell right away, and Tom agreed, this thing is way too tall. Look how freaking massive this body is.
Yeah, it looks kind of goofy up tall like that.
It is, it's way too tall. Both Tom and I agree, this big box on the back of the cab is not the look we're going for. First order of business is to chop it off. Channeling means you drop the body down over the frame. It gives the whole vehicle a lower profile. The compromise is the interior room. But I don't care about riding comfort. It's all about the look. We're channeling this sucker. Get it down. I'm just into it, you know. I love this plasma cutter. I'll use it all day long. So I got the shades on, you know, shields are down. I'm in the moment. Tom's yelling.
Woo, we got a fire in the fire truck.
Fire in the truck. I think he's just into the fire truck. I'm like, yeah. This is these wooden cars, man.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do about that?
Should we call the fire department?
Want to see something cool? First things first is I see this as an opportunity. I mean, if this is a fire truck, I'm going to do some experimenting.
Should put a little bit of gasoline on there for some dramatics, so it really looks like it's on fire.
No, this is like fire department stuff. You starve it from oxygen. Theory behind it is if the fire has no oxygen, it will extinguish. So I'm thinking lack of oxygen. Carbon dioxide doesn't have any oxygen. Let's try some of that. That didn't work. I guess the velocity of it coming out just made a really better fire. Plan B.
So the fire's growing. Ian says, okay, this isn't working. Don't worry about it. I got a fire extinguisher.
I hate this thing. Ready for the mess? Whoa, you're out. That didn't work. We just had a fire the other day, and I used all the fire extinguisher. Let it burn. I'm done. All the while, the truck's still burning. Tom's gonna go old school on it.
So here I am, working on a fire truck, and I think, what would a fireman do? I went and got some water. Everything's solved.
You know, Tom, that's why I keep you around.
Because I'm a hard thinker?
Here I am with all my cockamamie ideas. And you came in with the oldest form of fire prevention I've ever seen.
And now we need a mop.
So we got the fire out, body lowered down, just as we expected, and it looks great. The thing with getting the body in place is now we can kind of mock up what the wheelbase is gonna be. So in order to do that, we got the engine in place. It's a 454, it's a big block Chevy out of an old 1-ton dually I had. It's a great running powertrain. After that, we mocked up the bedsides. I knew right off the bat that these bedsides were way too long. I had my own vision of what this was gonna be. I also brought Tom on board because I wanted to see what his vision was gonna be. Groovy. I think we're onto something, man. What do you think?
I don't know, man. It's too long, it's too boxy. Something's just not right. Something's got to be done here. Whoa, man, look at those. That's a tire.
Yeah.
Wow.
These are the biggest tires I could find available for the street. They're off of a cement truck. They're just massive, heavy-duty semi-truck tires. I think we nailed the wheelbase, but I think it's time now for some conceptual sketches. Moving around all these parts is starting to get to me. It's heavy. Tom's a graphic designer, and just like I like to take cars and stack parts, he likes to take pictures of cars and manipulate them on Photoshop. At this point, we're still in the theory and design of the rear bed. Tom's gonna go back, come up with some ideas, and I'm just gonna keep on building.
Hey.
Ah.
Wow, man, look at that cage. Well, I was really surprised when I came in and saw the airbag set up all done. Ian grabbed the air hose and fed some air to those airbags, and up it went, and he released it, and down it went, and it looked good raised up, and it looked even cooler let loose. Yeah, I really like the way it's sitting, nice and low for something this size.
I'm all charged up about my engineering and chassis design, and Tom comes in and he's all charged up about his artistic interpretation.
So check this out.
That's freaking cool, man.
Did a little bit of photo chopping and
Yeah,
our rendering.
I like it. I was thinking like, you know, flat black or something, but you're talking about a fire truck.
Well, yeah, well, it is a fire truck. Might as well
get it.
keep that coolness about it.
Sure.
This fire truck's from 1944, and you know, it's taken decades to build that paint job that's right there. And so I didn't want to mess with that. It looks cool the way it is.
Looking at this rendering, I'm like, yes, this is exactly what I want to build. The way he drew it out, it looks perfect. I think the proportions are just right.
So what I did was I brought in the bed sides a little bit.
Right, I like that.
Okay, that way it gives it a little bit of a pickup uphill,
Sure.
but it's not, you know, too flat down the side. It's still kind of hot rod. Kept the rails on there. I thought those are a nice touch, and added a few little extra characteristics to it to make it, you know, believable it's a fire truck.
I get it. Kids dig fire trucks, right? The only
Right,
thing we'd
exactly.
need is those hoses. I don't know where the heck we'd get them. That's a cool accessory.
Hold on a second. I got something for you.
All right.
This past weekend, I was at my friend's house, and he's got a really big yard full of really cool old school stuff. Check out what I got for you.
You are serious about this fire truck thing.
I am.
Wow. Tom is all charged up about this. You know, he took the time to take photos and do all these concepts, and he's got the fire hose to prove it. So like your sketch is showing, I'm just hanging right back here, right?
That's right.
Groovy.
When I saw the fire hoses, it really inspired me.
Let's do that. Let's make a hot rod fire truck. I think that's cool. Kids are gonna dig it.
Right.
It's a charity thing. Just keep a good vibe going. You don't need no flat black rat rod. We'll make a cool fire truck.
I'm glad you're into it. Sometimes it just takes a big hose.
Sometimes that's all you need. I'm going real simple on the interior here. It's gonna be wooden floors, just like a lot of the old cars. Cut some plywood, screw it down to the frame, and put a surface on it. Tom came in just as I was finishing the bed. I'm excited to see what he thinks.
Yeah, I noticed we got some wood going on here.
Notice anything else different? I need you to stand back and focus. Feel the force. Something changed.
I could tell.
I spent a lot of time on this, so I'm gonna let Tom stew on it for a while. There's something very different.
Besides the steering wheel being missing.
Yes.
Ian's telling me there's something else that he's done to the truck. I can't really put my finger on it. I could tell there's something different, but whatever it is, I'm just not seeing it. It's not popping out at me. Is it shorter?
I don't know. It's up to you to decide. I decided I had enough fun at Tom's expense, so I'm gonna tell him what went down. Remember how much we dug the bed coming in raked?
Yeah.
I made them straight. I took the rake out of it. Yeah, and I just relaxed the angle, and now you can see the bed is almost parallel with the door top.
It's done so well. You did such a good job that I couldn't even notice. It looks like this is how it's supposed to be, so.
Well, there you go.
Good job.
I'm thinking the same way we accomplished the body and the bed, we're gonna do the same with the grill. We're gonna cut off a little, fit it up as many times as it takes until it looks right. Well, let's shorten up the inside, and then we'll just cut the bottom off of this. I got plenty other stuff to do. I'm handing off the cutting wheel to Tom. Let him get dirty.
Ian puts that job in my hands, and I don't know, I'm partly excited. At the same time, I'm partly scared. Ian has, without a doubt, given me one of the most important pieces to work on. And yeah, if I mess it up, well, he only has one person to blame.
Hey, Tom, don't mess that up, all right?
Yeah, You know, I'm cutting up an old school grill that's really cool looking, and you know, that's a little bit of a challenge. It's kind of tricky.
So while Tom's handling all the technical stuff, I'm gonna get busy with a bunch of trash. This thing needs a seat. I got a couple old parts and a couple leftover handrails. This is the structure or the tube frame for, it looks like an old school bus seat. I stripped it down and it had this tube frame under it. I need it wider. The old handrail sections from the fire truck bed sleeve on it perfectly.
One thing that Ian's really good at is taking old stuff and making it usable again. Rather than trashing it, you know, he makes use out of it.
Anybody could go to the metal supply and get these parts. I got it right here, some old fire truck and some old school bus seat. It's gonna work. There you have it, one full custom seat frame. Well, I've been working. Tom's making his initial cuts on the front grille. It needs to be shorter, so I'm gonna make some marks for him to follow.
Ian breaks out the soapstone and starts drawing some stuff on it, some lines, cut here, cut there.
So you can cut right like that.
Wait, where do you want me to cut it at? It's kind of confusing me. He's got lines over here, lines over there. They're intersecting. It looks like a map of South Central or something. I'm not sure what's up. This is the I guess, caveman style.
You're gonna come in like this, right? You see a guy here, you turn left. You see a guy there. As you're coming around here,
right. You cut that side. I'm sure in Ian's mind, he knew exactly what he was doing. That's why he wrote the lines the way he did. He knew he has a vision. A little scared here. I'm trying to keep up, and I'm like, wow, can I do this? It's a tricky thing going on right here. I hope that's what he wanted. I make my first couple cuts. We take it back over to the fire truck to mock it up and see how it's gonna fit.
So standing back looking at it, I think the height works. But I think that grill still has to come in.
Bring it in behind the axle?
Yeah, then it's gonna look like the suicide axle's proper. Just still, proportion-wise, the engine, you're seeing the radiator, right? The engine's just kind of hanging in space. With the grill ahead of the axle, there was plenty of clearance for the suspension to move. But as soon as we wanted to set it back, the axle, the shackles, everything was gonna smash this thing as soon as it hit a bump. So I think the only way we're gonna make this work is to cut like a V shape in the front. think my lines will make a little more sense this time. You want to cut it, or you want me to cut it?
I'm letting you cut this. Ian lines it up for some more cuts, and this time I'm like, oh, hang on a sec. It's getting a little bit detailed here. So I hand it back to Ian and say, you cut it. I'm not messing this thing up. It's in your hands again now, pal.
I think all this cutting was starting to get to him. He was a little hesitant to go for the radical sectioning. Now he's even more hesitant to go for the V-cut, so I'm gonna pull a few tricks for him and help him out. Hopefully we got it right this time. We're running out of Grille.
Set it up on the truck, and it looks great.
Right off the bat, it worked. It's gonna need a little more trimming, but this is the look. Yeah, now look at the line from the bed. It's all facing down. Standing back looking at it, the grille is set back inside the front tires. It looks like a mean machine.
The grille of a hot rod's a very important piece. You know, if you mess it up, it's obvious. You know, it's right out there in front. We cut a lot off of it, but it's still looking cool.
Tom's got to hit the road. There's a ton of little details to finish up. I got about 2 days to do it. Just gonna make it happen. The thing that was bothering me most about this exhaust mod was that you had new material welded right up to old. Aesthetically, this whole truck has to come together as one. If you put one shining, gleaming chrome thing, it kind of outdoes the rest. Hey, move it. You don't know what this could do to a furry animal. Stand back. So, my plan is to just torch the heck out of it. These headers have been on a hot running engine for decades. I'm just gonna simulate that with my big old blowtorch and make it all happy. This thing is pretty much nailed. Car show's tomorrow. I'm gonna take it up there, show off to Tom, the kids, whoever else is there. Let's party. My favorite thing about this is the transformation. You saw what was pulled off the hill. Look what's hanging out in the shop right now. Before I take this thing to Tom's car show, I wanted my friend Bill to come in and see the transformation. Hey there.
Wow, Ian.
Welcome back. I went for it, man.
You did. You know, typical Ian, it's amazing. He shortened it, widened it, lowered it, resprung it, resuspension, and it's really amazing, really amazing. You know, when this was sitting on the hill, I was hoping that it wouldn't just sit there. I was hoping it would get back together.
Yeah, really the only part I didn't get from you was the engine, the headlights, and the seat.
It just looks great. I love the originality of the 1944 Seagraves fire truck.
The wood deck and the back step solidifies the fire truck look. All this thing needs is a couple firemen on the back step. Fire hoses are in place, it's ready for action. I got this thing wired up and fired up. It's driving around, I'm ready to take it to the car show. Tom hadn't seen this thing in a few days, so when I pulled up this morning, he was really excited to check it out.
Oh man, I was blown away. It turned out awesome, man. Well, this thing seems to be a crowd pleaser. People are digging this hot rod fire truck. They're loving everything about it.
I came out here specifically to see this car. What I like about it is he's not afraid to go with something big and bodacious. When people actually see it in person and get to see the tactile feel and see it roll down the street, but you can't help but to look at it and go, damn, that's awesome.
Now, I just think the man's an artist. Just the total coolness of the whole deal. I was pretty blown away.
You know, every time I've worked with Ian, I bring something to the table, but I take something home too. I either learn something when it comes to how to build or artistically. It helps me grow as a hot rodder and a car builder myself.
Building a truck of this proportion is pretty massive undertaking, especially in the time frame, but just like working out, you know, we got through this. It's on to the next, bigger and better. In Fraser Park, California, this fella, John, has got a big project. Of course, typical car guy stuff, we start with the Grand Tour.
I'd say I'm a collector. I have a lot of international harvesters.
I guess you're like into the whole military truck thing.
Well, I have some military stuff. I've gotten rid of a lot of it.
What's with the ammo boxes?
Parts storage.
I guess you got a lot of parts. This is my kind of guy. He's got parts all over the place, a collection of just military stuff. Whoa, so this is like a Jeep front, but it's an
That's
ambulance.
a M725 ambulance, Vietnam era.
like a MASH Jeep.
I used to have all of them. I had the 715, the 726, and the 724. And as years have gone on, I got a few other little military things laying around.
Holy moly. He said he had a big truck, so I'm thinking like a lifted 4x4 or something. I walk up on it, and this is like massive.
Now, it's a Mack 10-ton, 10-wheel drive, and M123A1 Charlie.
I don't know what all that means, but I could tell it's big, it's heavy duty, it's all business.
It's for hauling tanks, for armored vehicles. I ended up getting it from my friend that had a wrecking yard. Cost me a searchlight off of a World War II destroyer that I had.
So, I mean, what's the end game? What's your ultimate plan for this fine
The end
machine?
game, I'm going to use it as a fully self-contained all-terrain motorhome when I want to go camping and/or four-wheeling.
Anywhere.
And pretty much anywhere if it'll fit.
I see. The ultimate bug-out vehicle
Yes.
for the end of days. I guess in simplest terms, John wants an off-road RV. What?
Well, I'd like to turn it into an extra cab or a crew cab.
John starts explaining that he actually wants to create a four-door vehicle. He has a bunch of other pickup trucks around, and they're four-door utility vehicles, and he wants to mimic that look with this giant truck. I've done a couple other big truck projects, and what always amazed me is how small they are inside. It's pretty crazy. Even like a passenger car has more room inside than this. So I could see why you want to extend this cab, because you're right up on the wheel. You want to recline a bit.
I'm 6'2", slightly portly, so my belly hits the steering wheel, so I need a little more room in the cab.
What if we just got a duplicate cab and welded that on and made that the four-door
That's kind of what my idea was.
Okay.
I've got a friend, he's got a cab. You gotta go find a command shack for it, which is an 8x8x12 insulated shack.
He wants to put some kind of a camper box on the back.
Military use the command shack for sometimes small weapons, fix-its in the field where they repair them. They call them an M109.
This is par for the course in any project. John's attempting to convince me he's building a practical vehicle out of the most impractical parts I've ever seen. Count me in. Now I just gotta see if this thing will fit in the shop.
Big outside. It looks bigger inside because it just barely fit.
They're gonna fit.
But it's just a little truck.
I love this thing.
Ain't she a peach?
I want one. That's the test drive. I'm sold. I'll take it. I'll build you 9 cars. I will sign off. I'll build you 9 more cars if you let me have this one.
No, mine. It's my little baby. This is one of my dream projects I've had for many years, and my wife would probably kill me if I came home with 9 more.
After being able to drive this, all of a sudden I got a whole new perspective. I'm ready to rock this thing out, man. This is cool. This big truck is in the house. It's time to get started on it. First thing is always cutting it apart. Typical story of the butcher in the meat market. He knows how to cut the cow, I cut the car. So I cut everything away that holds this triangular shape in place, and now I can just swing the walls out independently, and the triangle becomes a square. I need to figure out what the taper is in the rocker panels on the existing cab. So my thought was I'm gonna take these big rails, line them up where they're gonna mate to the existing rocker panels, make a few marks, measure it out, and transfer all that down to the floor. The primary purpose is that I'll be able to measure and cut without crawling around under this truck. So you can see the body was tapered, but now the wall cut out, clips into place, make a nice weld right along there. John has a long wish list, but none of it's gonna happen without this cab on the truck. It's a big part, and I gotta get it in place. So John's coming in tomorrow. I think I got a good preliminary start on this, and this is ready to show to him. I bet we could put this body up here tomorrow. Just finish up the last part of this welding. As I'm putting in the last tacks, here comes John.
How are you doing, sir?
Aha, he's back. I ran through the scenario. I built that big subframe, got it attached to the body. I explained everything I did to John, but it's still all up in the air. I didn't double check. I did one quick measurement, threw it on the floor, and I'm putting it on the truck in front of the client. What could possibly go wrong?
Ian gave me a call and wanted me to come down and see the progress on the truck, and think he's gonna put it on today while I'm here.
Pretty much ready to take this cab and put it up top. I got some big extensions for the forklift. I think we could just drive it right on and plug it in.
Excellent, because I'm not gonna lift it. Just watching him work, I can remember when I used to be able to do things like that. Now I don't even want to try to do it. Don't need to hurt myself.
The whole thing with this truck is John has a back injury. He's not able to do it himself. That's why it's here. So I could see he's a little tense. So I'm just gonna use the forklift, get this thing into place. He could sit back and watch the show. Like a glove.
That's almost there.
Looks like I know how to measure after all. What do you think?
It's a big truck to begin with, but now as it's being pieced together, it's getting bigger.
John was only theorizing on this whole setup too, so once I get this body in place, he starts double thinking his measurement on the box that he's gonna put on the back.
I may have mismeasured the back. I'll have to measure it.
His primary concern is he doesn't want this thing overhanging the rear bumper. He did a couple guesstimations. We just gotta verify that it's all gonna work.
Of course, we need to double check my measurements to make sure the command shack will fit on it.
Talking about wanting to see the back bumper, right?
Yep.
Walking back out to the box, I hadn't taken a second look at it, but it really has to match this chassis. Otherwise, we're gonna have to do something. Best case scenario would be that this box fits. We get to keep our body as it is, and we carry on. Well, this is measuring 12'6" outside.
Okay.
So we're gonna go back in, measure the truck. If we got at least 12'6", it's gonna work. If we leave this bracket in place, I'm measuring 12'11" to the end of the bumper, so that's like a 5-inch slack. So we got a few inches to spare. Just like a pickup truck, there'll be a good space between the box and the cab. Structurally, that's gonna work and that's gonna work. The main concern for me is mating up these two bodies. Now we have this mismatch where the old fender used to bolt on. He wanted to retain the vent that was in the cowl.
I was thinking just wanting like making this a solid wall. Bring it up the top.
What if you just framed up two sticks and put a window in place, just a solid mount window?
As the two cabs are coming together, he explained to me how he was going to put a window in there or just leave it a flat metal plate.
So see if we just sheet straight through, leave the vent, we'll cover all this straight through. And then if we have a fixed window right there, it makes it look a lot more open air. You still get the support. And then when you're sitting in your driver's seat back here, you're not looking at a wall if you turn your head.
That's a good idea. Excellent.
That'll work.
So it'll look like it was naturally made as a crew cab from the factory.
Setting these two bodies together wasn't a huge challenge in my head, so I'm glad it worked out. It's the unseen that kind of gets you. We got through this part of it. It's very simple sheet metal patchwork now. John's working on getting a couple doors. For me, the big concern, aside from the doors, is the roof. So I just put a little skim of filler over the welded area. It doesn't have to be show car straight. It's gonna be this simple rattle can camo paint job, but I didn't want any of the welded seams to show. All in all, it works cool. I think the big seller in the whole thing is the vents, you know? That little detail right here tells you it's the same truck, the rare factory 4-door version. Everything about this was very straightforward. I think the roof is gonna be a different story. John and I kicked back and forth a few ideas, but nothing makes a decision like seeing the mock-up. So, in the industry, we call this the roof holder-upper tool. So not only do I have to repair this dent, but I gotta change the profile of the sidewalls. And I don't think all my martial arts experience in the world gonna fix, oh, look at that. It's almost perfect. What do you think, Hellhound? Is it gonna work? Just like the other projects I've changed the roofs on, this is a really hard shape to make. Thus, our blueprint will begin. The thing is, you almost can't use this because the taper is now different. So to just splice in a small sheet, it's probably just easier to make a whole new side profile and top skin. All through here, this is enemy territory. John was asking about maybe putting a higher crown towards the rear. If you're looking at the truck, he wants this to be maybe a little bit taller. The whole idea being up there in the mountains, it does snow fairly heavily, as infrequently as it may be. He's talking about more of a wedge, let it slide off when the sun comes out. What this means is, as simple as the body and big as it was, this roof is gonna be way more complicated. I pretty much gotta build 90% of it from scratch. So this should pop right back in place. So that fits, that's a good thing. After we cut out that area down there, now we have to fill in this area here. It's much bigger than it was. Without the door and that window, you know, I could detach that door and move it back and forth, worst case scenario. We need all the pieces. I gotta figure out what we're gonna do before I can do anything more on this roof. So I got the two cabs welded together. It's looking good. John's coming in today. I got the doors. I'm not even gonna tell him about the seats. That's kind of a surprise. I just want him to come in, see what's going on, you know, feed him little pieces at a time.
Look what I got.
All right. Hysterical vehicles.
Hysterical. Oh, upside down. Well, that's all right. When I first came in, I knew he was working fast, but I didn't know he was working fast.
I got some work done on the cab. I got the roof started.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah, we just needed some doors to wrap that up.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Now I don't have to look around as hard. Glad that he got the doors, was able to find them, because they're out there. They're just kind of hard to find.
He was really trying to come up with some, and I guess the guys who want them want to hold on to them. So it was cool that I got them. It's going to really help streamline the process. Now let's see if them doors are going to fit. I'll push this up against the truck.
You get out of the way then.
We go to put this thing on, of course, right away. I'm expecting the worst, like it's not going to fit. No, these hinges are all ganked up.
You want a little hammer to tap it in? Oh, there you got it. Almost there.
Yeah, these have just never been put together. Stubborn. All right.
Emergency persuasion was indicated.
That part worked. Hey.
All right, whoa.
Yeah, door gaps are good. That's good. All we have to do is loosen up the hinges, align them, and it popped right on. It was the right door for the job. Well, what I'm seeing, style-wise, see how that hood does that little detail?
Yeah.
If those two angles kind of flow together, like if you were to put, this is one of my envisioning tools. You gotta squint one eye and then you take a lean. So if you look at that angle,
right,
and you transfer that angle to the roof, so I think that has to come up about 6 inches minimum.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
There's like this cool curved angle in the hood. I think I'm gonna try to translate that to the look in the roof.
Yeah, that looks pretty good. You have to come down and look and see if you concur.
That's the way I do it. Take a bunch of sticks, stand back, look at it, and if it's good, we go forward. Now, I think that angle though, see, even from here looking at that and then look at the brake on the hood, more matching what's going on the hood. This detail is a subtlety. It matters to me because I'm trying to make the coolest truck ever. And that's what you gotta do.
What are you gonna use out of the original roof? Just the The two ends that are up there after you cut it?
Those compound curves at the back corner are really hard to make.
Okay.
So I'm gonna use those, and I'm gonna use the detail with the weather strip that goes to the windshield. The main thing I'm trying to do here is just establish some kind of a strong base that we can build off of. Extending the cab means this roof is pretty darn big. It's about 24, 25 square foot. So I need to build a structure that's super strong. It's pretty simple in concept, but the actual layout is pretty complex. The sides have to be parallel. The whole roof surface has to be smooth. You don't want it to look all freaked out and wavy, and that's really what this inner skeleton dictates.
When you finally finished getting all the ribs kind of mocked into place, we stepped back and took a better look at it.
So if you're happy with this layout,
Yeah.
I can go ahead and I'll make a whole skeleton structure before we do any skinning.
Yeah, I'm glad you got the other doors so you could put it together. Now it looks really, now you can really see what it looks like. It's starting to take shape.
It's John's truck, so he's loving it. He's enjoying the process. I think it's coming together a lot quicker than he expected, so I'm just gonna keep on trucking. There's a few more details I gotta get to finish up this truck, but before I do that, I wanna get the truck outside and put the box on. We made our measurements, but I've been wrong before, and the whole thing is trying to pull it out of this shop in one piece. Sometimes you just need a friend with a big old hook. Oh yeah, there it is now. Put in a request. This is a huge task, but luckily, I got friends in high places. The crane saved the day. I can't lift this box, and I don't really have anything to lift it up that high, so without Leonard, we were stuck in the mud. The cool factor is this box was made to be lifted by a crane. So it's got these mounting points already put in, there's D-rings in place. Simple process of slinging it and lifting it up. It's hard to know how much this thing weighs, but gauging by Leonard's experience with his crane, he's estimating to be 2,000, 2,200 pounds. That's like a small car. That way. It's like the magic carpet ride. I've been waiting my whole life for this. I've always wanted to take a magic carpet ride, and I guess this is as close to it as I'm gonna come, so I'm gonna take full advantage of the moment. It's working. It's working. Well, I needed to get on top of the box to hook up all these straps, and I figure instead of getting back off the box and then getting back on the box, I'm just gonna stay on for the ride. Keep it in, keep coming. 6 inches. Oh, drop it. Everything seems like it fits good. We got plenty of room between the cab. We're not hanging over the back bumper. And I think the roof height looks very proportional with the box height. This box was meant to be mounted to one of these trucks, so it's a perfect fit. I could get used to this. I'm gonna take up stuntman in my next career. The good news is John's truck is finished. It's looking good. Bad news is he can't be here to check it out. He's in the hospital. He had to have emergency surgery. His back hasn't been very good through this whole ordeal. The only way to get in touch with him, I figure, is to give him a Skype call. So how you feeling, man? Everything went okay?
I've been struggling for a while. You see me when I'm at the shop, I'd end up sitting down and stuff. Just trying to walk was a pain. Well, the back finally let go. I saw my doctor and he looks at me and he goes, "No, you're being admitted today, emergency surgery tomorrow."
Well, better sooner than later.
It's a little bit worse shape than I thought.
Well, like you said, you're the stubborn one, so. Well, the good news is your truck is finished. Everything is done, man. It's looking good.
Perfect.
John hasn't seen the truck in its finished state, so I sent him some photos and I could see him light right up.
It's got the picture you sent me. Those look good.
Yeah,
I can't
cool.
wait to get into it.
John loved the side window. His request for the exhaust placement was right on. John wanted to one-up it by moving it all the way to the rear bumper and turning it up over the top of the box.
The details that we were talking about and you came up with, they really came out good. They made the truck look better overall, more functional, I think, overall, too.
So I was able to find these 2 air ride seats from a semi-truck. So I plumbed those into the airline. They run off the stock air system. They're fully adjustable, lumbar support, armrests, the whole 9 yards, man.
Oh, a surprise.
Yes.
Excellent.
So-
I'm going to have a soft riding truck.
Exactly. Before, you know what it was like driving around. It was a total banger. So now
Yes, it
everything has suspension, including
It
the
was a
seats.
bobblehead truck. Now it's going to be more
Right.
comfortable.
Yeah, it'll be totally smooth. It's ready
Right.
to go.
Next project is figured out a lift gate to get me into the cab.
Sure, right. That's the thing. The never-ending project.
Well, thanks for all your work and effort and put things together for me. I can't wait to get there. I got to get better so I can go check out my truck.
That's it, man. We'll meet up whenever you're ready. It was good to get this project completed for John. This was, one of those bucket list things. He had this thing on his mind for a long time. I think it's really going to give him some inspiration to get healthy.